Alrighty here, next game up, and man, oh man, the best game of the night. Sheesh, what a game. Bucks at the Nets, and the Bucks somehow pull this one off and win 120 to 119 in overtime. We took the Bucks on the money line. We had them +2, but we said, screw that. We're going to take the +110 on the money line, and it pays out, folks. Bingo, bango. The last two games, the Bucks facing the 76ers and the Nets, they were both getting points. We bet them both on the money line. We love the Bucks. We respect this Bucks team. Bucks, Milwaukee, Moneyline Bucks. Shout out to the new nickname, Moneyline Bucks. We don't need the spread. We don't need the spread when we're talking about this Bucks team. They close out in the fourth quarter. And what happened last night? They closed out in the fourth quarter, folks. Yes, it went into overtime, but it went into overtime because they closed out in the fourth quarter. So let's start it here. And this is kind of why there's two big takeaways from last night's game, in my opinion. Giannis is now, I'm going to call it. There is a stipulation attached to this, but I am going to call this right now. Giannis is the MVP. Giannis is the MVP as of right now, but they must close out this regular season, the rest of the regular season, and become the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. If Giannis and the Bucks are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference by the end of the regular season, I will officially vote for Giannis as the MVP. Once again, I've got no problems with giving kind of the star players, the greatest players out here. I don't care. I will give them the MVP, even though they've got all the help on the team. Once again, this Bucks team, they've got more pieces than the Nuggets with Jokic, but I will look past all of that if the Bucks can get to the number 1 seed. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, folks. If we've got, Devin Booker in the MVP race and all of that. But if you're going to be one of these players that have a lot of help on your team, Devin Booker, DeAndre and Chris Paul, Giannis has Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. I even gotta kind of have to shout out Bobby Portis a little bit because during that stretch of no Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis came in and played absolutely fantastic, kind of didn't miss a beat, transitioning from their starting big to a bench big. So yeah, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, that's a lot of help for Giannis, where Jokic, he didn't have Jamal Murray. Michael Porter Jr. played like 9 games before he got injured. So there's really no help for Jokic on that team. He's got Bones Highland coming off the bench. Folks, to help him out. So if we're going to give the MVP to Giannis, that's fine. That's absolutely fine, but you're going to have to kind of, show it in the record. Be the best team in your division, be the best team in your conference, try to have the best record overall, and if the Bucks can finish number 1 in the Eastern Conference, I will give Giannis the MVP basically solely, single-handedly off of last night's performance because it was epic, it was fantastic, it was clutch, it was great. It is what MVP truly means. So, Bucks currently a half a game back from the Heat for that number 1 seed. They're currently the 2 seed. So if the Bucks can get the number 1 seed, I will give Giannis the MVP. That is the first takeaway from last night. The second takeaway from last night is Kevin Durant is a mother-loving problem, an absolute problem. So now I am starting to see why we should be a little afraid of the Nets, but that's really it. That's the only reason I am afraid of the Nets, because Kevin Durant can just be like, all right, give me the damn ball, and we'll just kind of command the ball, demand the ball. We saw that against the Pistons the other night. Kevin Durant in the second half just demanding the ball, rising up and shooting over everybody, 3-point, mid-range, deep mid-range, it didn't matter. He was hitting it over everybody. And Kevin Durant kind of did the same thing last night. He wasn't clutch, but Kevin Durant, we know he's a mother-loving shooting assassin out here. And once again, this always comes through. So Kevin Durant, he's fantastic. He's one of the best shooters of all time. And that is really the only reason we should be afraid of this Nets team. Those are the two big takeaways from last night. But let's take it from here. Nets down 110-107 because nobody could score. The Nets went scoreless, and I also want to kind of bring this into it. The Nets went scoreless for like the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So the Nets, whose offense everybody kind of clamors over of why, you need to be afraid of the Nets. Well, they've got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They can score at will. Kevin Durant can. Kyrie Irving, it's all right. He's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Kyrie Irving, but Kevin Durant, he's next level. He's a true problem out here. So, Nets, the great offense of the Nets, they don't score for the final 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Andre Drummond misses free throws that hurts them, missed both free throws that kind of attributes to their no points in the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds, where Giannis, the man, hit a three. Giannis hit a clutch-ass three, and the Nets go scoreless for the final 2 minutes, 40 seconds. But let's take it right here. And Giannis, he missed the first attempt. Bucks down 110-107 with 25 seconds left. Giannis... Or hang on, this is the wrong one. Where's this one? Here it is. This is the first one. Here we go. Let's take it back. Let's rewind it a little bit. Bucks still down 3, 110-107. Giannis wide open at the top of the three-point line. Wide open. Giannis shoots a three, and it does not go. Nets get the rebound, but they can't make any points with it. So it is still a three-point game with 25 seconds left. Giannis, a little bit of a bad pass, but he gets the ball. Step back three by Giannis with 18 seconds left to tie up the game at 110. Giannis, a step back three. This is the team we should be afraid of, because Kevin Durant had two opportunities to close out the game with his great shooting, and he came up small both times. Like we saw him come up a little bit small in the playoffs last year. Remember, Nets in the Bucks, Game 7, Kevin Durant, toe on the line, only counts for 2, and that's kind of why they lose the game. If it was a three-pointer, they would have beaten the Bucks Game 7, but his foot was on the line. Kevin Durant came up small, and very minuscule small, like millimeter small, because his little toenail was on the line, so it only counted for 2 points. Kevin Durant, once again, coming up small here again. Kevin Durant tied 110-110 after Giannis's step back three to tie it. Kevin Durant tries to get in the middle right here and does a turnaround jumper, and it does not go because of Giannis's great defense. Look at Giannis play this help defense, runs from the paint all the way to the mid-range right here, covers Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can't get a good look up and has to chuck it up. Well done for not calling a foul, because there wasn't one, but y'all know how these refs be. And the shot does not go, so we go into overtime. And once again, Kevin Durant down only 1 point here, has a chance, turn around three-pointer right here with 3 seconds left, and that's no good. So Kevin Durant, who's so great at shooting the basketball, which he is. I'm not knocking him or kind of being, facetious when I say that or anything like that. He's a great shooter, we know it, but he comes up small against the Bucks. So once again, why are we going to be scared of the Nets? If there's any team in the Eastern Conference that we are going to be afraid of, it's the Bucks. It's Giannis. He's hitting threes. He's hitting game-clinching threes. Do you know how disgusting that is? The man made 1 3 all game, and it was the biggest three maybe of his entire career. This is why we need and he also shot 80%, 78% from the free throw line, 19 free throws, he made 15. This is why he's evolving. This man, this big, is evolving into kind of Kevin Durant assassinness. That's why we need to be afraid of the Bucks. That's why if the Bucks are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, you give Giannis the MVP. Because he's developing 44 points, 6 assists, 14 rebounds against the Nets on the road. Going toe-to-toe against Kevin Durant and out-shooting Kevin Durant? What? This should be illegal. This is something you make on 2K with all the sliders up on the easiest mode. But this is real life now. Oh my goodness. Giannis may be the new greatest player in the league, and he's still young, folks. This is a problem. He's getting better. He's evolving. Ben Simmons still can't even shoot, but Giannis is hitting game-clinching threes? What is happening? I think we can give him the MVP, folks, if they're the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. That's all they have to do. I will change my official vote from Jokic to Giannis if they can secure the number 1 seed. So, man, oh man, and this game was absolutely brilliant. I mean, once again, folks, if you did not watch this game, I'm sorry. It was absolutely phenomenal, fantastic, best regular season game of the season so far. And didn't we just have like another great game? All these, I can't even remember the last great game because this one was just so gosh dang amazing, folks. So Giannis, folks, an absolute dominating performance. He's a dominator. He's just amazing, folks. Giannis, holy moly, last night, 44 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, shutting down Kevin Durant when he needed to, a plus 12 on the floor, the highest plus minus for this Bucks team a little bit by far. So, wow, oh wow, Bucks, and y'all did it at the right time because we got power rankings coming up in a few minutes, folks. So Giannis and the Bucks get it done. An absolute great game. Chris Middleton, 16 points on 33% shooting. He needed to step it up a little bit, and still, Giannis overcame all of that and got it done. Shout out to Drew Holiday with 19.6 steals, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. That was fantastic. And Pat Connaughton coming off the bench with 11 points and 5 rebounds helps out as well. For the Nets, Kevin Durant, 26 points last night, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Overall, kind of classic Kevin Durant game. Shot only 47%. That's where it's not too characteristic. Once again, we know this man's very, very efficient, so 47% is not very good for him. Kyrie Irving, 25 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He couldn't kind of do anything. Once again, scoreless in the final 2:40. Let's see who took shots in the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the fourth quarter before overtime happened, folks. Here we go. These are everybody that missed shots, couldn't close it out, couldn't clutch it up. Here we go. Kevin Durant was the last person to score, 2 minutes, 14 seconds to put up 110 points. Then we get Kyrie Irving, misses a turnaround fadeaway shot. We got Bruce Brown missing a tip dunk. We get Andre Drummond missing 2 straight free throws. We get Seth Curry missing a 3-point shot. We get Bruce Brown with an offensive turnover. We get Kevin Durant missing that turnaround jump shot to win the game that we all just watched. So nobody could be clutch for this Nets team. They don't play any good defense. Their offense is struggling in key times. I mean, that should have been the only thing not under debate for the Nets. Their clutch ability. They had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. They did have James Harden. And, now nobody can hit a clutch shot. Those are 3 clutch closers. Kyrie Irving, big shot in the finals to win. Kevin Durant, big shot in the finals over LeBron to win. Kyrie's was over Steph Curry. I mean, these are big-time shots in the biggest games of the season, the championship games. And they can't do it here, regular season at home against this Bucks team. Stop with the Nets brainwashing. Yes, they're a good team. They're not a scary team. I'm not scared of this Nets team. Bucks absolutely masterfully get it done. Win 120-119. Giannis, sheesh. Man. Hitting step back threes, folks. The league's over. Everybody can quit. Giannis is the greatest of all time. Oh my goodness.